With over 800 gigatons of CO2 in the atmosphere worldwide, 2 gigatons in the sky over Belgium, and 3.5 megatons emitted over Brussels only in 2020, we can only expect more climate change and health hazard painful consequences. No surprise, 82% of surveyed Belgians identify climate change as the 21st century greatest challenge. But what are we going to do about this? We at Art for Climate want to finance the deployment of breakthrough technologies like direct air capture that can clean the atmosphere of the CO2 that's polluting it. To do so, we're bringing together the art market, the NFT market, and the voluntary carbon credits market for maximum positive impact. In fact, we believe that the visibility and the attractiveness of the art and the NFT markets can shed the necessary light on carbon removal solutions which are essential to reach net zero emissions by 2050. So these three markets converge into Art for Climate, the first minting platform and marketplace for clean NFTs dedicated to physical art and meant to save the planet. Our platform targets two different customer segments, the pro-climate artists and the pro-climate art lovers. Due to the nature of this event, I'm guessing most of you will more likely recognize yourself under the pro-climate art lovers. So if you are an art lover and you do care about climate change and, and the environment, here are the problems we want to solve for you. So your difficulty to find a pro-climate art offer online or physically, your geographically limited access to artwork with physical art galleries, and your inability to independently verify the authenticity of artworks in today's trust-dependent process. So our solution will offer you a wider and easier access to pro-climate artworks, an effective means to act in favor of the planet, a trust-independent process to authenticate artwork, and a safe entry experience into the crypto asset world. But why the heck would you pay for our solution? Because we'll address directly your gear related to your carbon footprint, your fear related to climate change consequences and health hazards, your feeling of frustration due to your perceived inability to act, and above all, maybe, your desire to be recognized as someone who truly cares about climate change. So our promise to you is to become a climate hero while you invest in tangible NFTs and support the most talented pro-climate artists. In terms of user experience, once a platform will be fully developed, you'll be able to enjoy a Web 3.0 user-friendly marketplace similar to what you see here. But from today, you can act to remove carbon from the atmosphere by booking your carbon removal units as you purchase your favorite artwork and its NFT. As a Belgian, you receive such a certificate for getting at least 9 units equivalent to the 9 tons of CO2 that the average Belgian emits every year. Of course, you can get your carbon removal units from elsewhere. You have a couple of options, from the UK-based B0 or from the Swiss-based Clamworks. Or you can choose to support a multitude of carbon credits projects offering to preserve the Amazon rainforest. I love trees, don't get me wrong, but if you choose that option, just keep in mind that you will need not one, but the equivalent of 5 rainforests like the Amazon in order to capture the 800 gigatons of CO2 in the atmosphere by 2050. But it's up to you. You also have other options to get artworks, so you can get them from physical art galleries, from online art galleries, or from the artist's personal website, social media pages. But do you know anyone who's so deadly serious to make a positive impact against climate change to dedicate up to 20% of his pre-tax profit to finance carbon removal plans around the world? We are. And you're still hesitating because you're wondering how eco-friendly is our blockchain-based solution. Know that our NFTs are minted on Tesla's blockchain with its proof-of-stake eco-friendly algorithm, which uses 99.95% less energy than Bitcoin's proof of work. As we draw near the conclusion, here are a few characteristics about myself that should tell you why I'm the right man for the job. By the way, my name is Samuele Bennici. I'm the founder of For Climate. So all these are important, of course. But what's most important for me is I'm the father of these 2 wonderful kids for whom I'm determined to fight for a safer future in a cleaner planet. So for my kids and for all the kids of the world, I want to give you today the opportunity to become a climate hero. This exceptional painting was drawn by a dear friend of mine, Jean-Baptiste Volta, who is a very talented emerging artist. This is one of his favorite paintings, entitled Excellency, and it's available for sale only today via our drop page that will be live until midnight. So by following the click here link on our own page, you'll be able to purchase your favorite artwork with its NFT and book your carbon removal unit today. So thank you very much for your attention. And with my friends, some of climate heroes of tomorrow, we say, thank you to act now. Questions? as a question.
Sure.
How will you handle the chicken and the egg dilemma when you're building a platform? I'm bringing some let's say artists on one end and bringing the buyers on the other end. Okay, just could you repeat the beginning of the question?
Yeah, I'm just wondering how you will deal with what we call the chicken and the egg dilemma. So how will you bring the buyers without having any artists, and how will you bring artists without having any buyers on the other side? So how do you bring those two part of the equation
together? Okay, yes. So as a marketplace, indeed, we want to bring together the artists and the potential buyers that I called here the art lovers. So our next step is actually to spread the word as much as possible to artists and to art lovers so that we can add more artworks and art galleries, artists on our marketplace, and then spread the word to try to reach as many art lovers as possible to buy these artworks, of course, so in the same place. So at this stage, we have one artist and his artworks on our homepage, but it's not really a marketplace fully fledged yet, but the idea in the midterm is to do that, yeah.
Yeah, thank you for your pitch. Just curious, do they need to be physical artworks or can just be any digital NFT?
So the platform and the service is dedicated to physical artworks. So that's our specificity also, yeah.
Hi. Are you making this company alone, or are you a team with you?
Okay. Yes. So we worked on this project with about 3 of us. Okay. So besides myself, there is Alexi, who is the NFT expert and blockchain developer. And we have also Erica. Erica was my marketing guru, and we will deal with the digital marketing campaign that we want to start as soon as possible. Thank you.
Has anyone from the public a question? No? Thank you very much. Thank you.
Just put it aside.
Thank you very much. Here, yeah. Thank you very much, Paul. I would like to take. Oh, sorry. I would like to take 2 minutes to just introduce our jury. So first of all, thank you very much for joining us today. I will first present. I think there is slide coming for presentation. So. Yeah. I can present you guys, but it will only be. Okay, I have the email. So, first of all, Filip Cuypers from Volta Venture. Welcome. So, Volta Venture, yeah, perfect, thank you. So, we have first Volta Venture, which is a Netherlands VC-based. Then we have Scalefund, represented by Gauthier van Elst, which is Belgian-based VCs. And then we have Pauline Brunel, who is from Blackfin Tech, which is a European VC. And finally, Sebastien Doyen, who is part of Digital Attraxion, which I believe is also Belgian VC. Thank you. And I'm myself, Suntay. I'm part of BCG, so the only one not from a VC background, but happy to be part of the jury with you guys. Thank you. Also, I forgot to mention, but you are all welcome to ask questions to the pitchers. They are really welcome, and I think it's also a good opportunity for everyone to grasp what their business are offering. Thanks a lot.
Hello everyone, my name is Edgard and I'm the founder of Immotokens. And Immotokens is the first Belgian company that has tokenized and used the blockchain technology to fractionalize and tokenize real estate. And we are very much an end user case. So we're a very practical and consumer-minded application of the blockchain technology of which we have all heard so much. Maybe first my story. I have always been a real estate and consultant for the past 7 years. I've worked for the biggest real estate developers in Belgium, but I've always had a passion for innovation, for new technologies. And these two sides of me have made a little baby, which I like to call Immotokens. And my story started, I think, 3 years ago, when I first heard about the blockchain and the tokenization technology. And I really thought to myself, this is it. This is the moment I've been waiting for a new technology to arise that will have huge impact on many industries. It is time for you to act upon this. And so I did. And I started looking in my daytime career of real estate, what the biggest problems there were, of which blockchain and tokenization could offer a solution. And in real estate, I have noticed, and I'm sure you will have noticed it too, that there is a very big problem. And the biggest problem in real estate is that it's becoming increasingly expensive. And especially the last years with COVID, the prices keep on rising and rising and rising. And the main problem for this is that young people can no longer afford their first home, or if they can afford it, they have to wait a lot to save money. They have to pay off the loan and take huge loans. And this problem has another consequence. And this is that the average real estate investor is getting older and older and older. And even worse, there are a lot of young people who would like to invest in real estate, but are no longer able to. And this is exactly the problem that we're solving with Immotokens. It's our vision, it's our mission, it's why that we were created. We really want to make real estate investments that are now so pricey, again, affordable and accessible to everybody, making a whole new market of young investors and median investors, giving them the possibilities to invest and to really use the power of compound interest, of which I'm sure the banking world knows a lot about. Now, so what do? We created a platform, we created an app, both in the Android store as in the Apple store, and we kind of made the whole process of investing online in real estate and Immotokens very easily. You can just select your opportunity, invest money, pay online, and you can also follow up your investments, how much rent did you receive, for there are any costs involved. And one of the main differentiators that we have against other companies is that we try to retain that ownership feeling, which is very important, I think, because you invest in real estate, one of the benefits is that you can see in what you invested. You can really say, this apartment is mine, and these are my tenants, and this is how it works and how much it costs. So one of the things that we really do is we let people decide in which real estate they invest. Now, to create this, we had 4 big challenges. The first one was technological. We had to create smart contracts secured by blockchain to really make sure that we can manage 10,000 investors and the real estate accordingly with it. A second challenge we had was legal. There is currently no framework in Belgium that supports tokenization as such, so we had to create one, which we did. The third challenge we had was regulatory, because if you want to sell investments to the public, you need to get approved by the financial authorities. We had long brainstorm sessions with them, and finally we didn't get disapproved, which is kind of as far as you can get with the financial authorities. The fourth big challenge we had was to find good investment opportunities, because prices rise for everyone, so we really had to find the good opportunities for our investors. And after 3 years of preparing and overcoming these 4 big challenges, we were very happy to launch. I think it's now 2 months ago. We had our very first launch day. We had over more than 350 investors who made 50 investments. And there is one case of an investor I would like to present to you. And he said to me, "You're like my personal real estate manager," because this guy has 3 restaurants in Ghent. And he said, "I don't want to visit those apartments, notaries, or manage properties." He just said, "Present me the opportunities. I'll decide if I want to invest or not, and then you manage it." And this is exactly what Immotokens is doing. We're becoming the personal real estate manager and offering a lot of convenience and opportunities to a broad range of investors. Now, what's next for us as a company? We're currently very much trying to assemble a great real estate offering by partnering with real estate funds, developers, and brokers. A second thing we're doing is really trying to become the household name in Belgium, and we hope further to make sure that Immotokens is the synonym of tokenized real estate investments, for which we are currently investing a lot in marketing and in trust. A third thing we're doing right now is developing the biggest secondary market, because as you might know, an extra benefit of tokenization is that you have a lot of more liquidity than with classical real estate investments. And we kind of want to be the biggest there, because the more people you can bring together, the more liquidity you can create, the more advantage we will have as a company, and the more value we can offer to our investors. And lastly, we're working actively on all-in-one, one-in-all strategy. Basically means is we try to be present in the traditional players like the banking sector and try to offer our tokens in their environment, and the other way around also. We're trying to, because some banks, they have real estate, and we're trying to offer our services and our platform and our investors to them as an opportunity. Now, since this is a pitch, and there are probably a lot of interesting people watching and listening, here are 3 things that we are looking for. We're currently looking for extra funding to create our goals and to take the next steps. We're always looking for great real estate opportunities for our investors. And last but not least, if you think you can offer a distribution partnership where you have investors or the other way around, we're always happy to have a talk. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Edgard.
Hello.
I have some delay in my audio, so I'm not sure if I can take questions fluently.
Can I try? Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Can you hear me now? It's unmuted.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, loud and clear. Thank you.
Hi. Thanks a lot for the pitch. Very, very comprehensive. Maybe can you walk us through the process, actually, like who identifies the opportunities, and then you go to the notary, then you list it on the website, but do you need to finance 100% with the tokens? How does that work exactly?
Yeah, it's a very good question. So to be compliant with all the regulatory and legal framework, we have to first buy the real estate. So Immotokens has to be the owner of real estate before we can tokenize it. So we buy it, and then we tokenize it, and we sell it to the different investors. So we kind of have to pre-finance all the investments we want to offer.
So with the 50 investments that you currently have on the platform, like the one that has been done, so did you manage to finance 100% of the apartment that you bought? Or you know?
Yes, we're currently at 45% of our first apartment.
Understood. So it's kind of capital intensive. I mean, you need to have that working capital in place to be able to buy the flats and okay.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. But we have the benefit, if we have bought the real estate, it also offers some kind of rental income for us. So it's really working capital with little risk for the real estate.
And then one last question.
Less capital incentive.
I'll let my colleagues ask questions as well. So, but after the apartment, so you have investors that invested in your apartments, but who manages the apartment? The day-to-day is you guys, right?
So it's also a good question. We've partnered with the biggest rental firm in Belgium. So it's an external company who manages all the real estate. But we have a contract with them that they will communicate through our platform. So we offer the communication with our investors and make sure that everything is okay, but it's they who do the day-to-day operations. It's not Immotokens who changes a light bulb if something's broken, for example.
Hi, Edgard. Could you quickly touch upon the underlying blockchain technology, please?
Yes. So what we created is we really use the blockchain in a very conservative way, and we try to do two things. Is we want to secure, make sure it's fraud resistant, and the other thing we do is to automate. So the Immotoken really is a smart contract. We kind of programmed the contract, like who's the owner, what if you want to resell, what kind of procedures have to be taken, and these are all stored in those blockchain. And the blockchain partner we use for this is ChromaWay, and they host the distributed ledgers and so forth. We offer the client the opportunity to hold the Immotokens in their own wallet, but the standard service that we do is we keep it secure on our own blockchain, on our own ledgers.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, I just have a question regarding the type of real estate goods that you're proposing to your investors. So are there only brand new estates, or do you also have some estates that you need to refurbish before? And if it is the case, who is dealing with that?
Yeah, we try to focus on already new or already refurbished real estate. So if you want to offer real estate that has to be refurbished, we will do it ourselves first and only deliver something that's completely ready to our clients. And since we have that long-term investment relationship, we always try to buy as new as possible to avoid big costs that can have to be dealt with later.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. I see there is a question from the public, but okay, we can take one question. I'm sorry, we are a bit out of time. Up.
Hello. I see you're proposing a very niche idea. I have a very simple question. I actually had two, but I'll just ask one. If I'm a first-time house buyer, how does it benefit me? Right. So, I mean, what's in it for me? So I know you are trying to solve the housing crisis, and you are saying the house prices is soaring and people can't afford. But if I want to buy the house for the first time, what's in it for me?
I think then Immotokens won't be a solution because we're not solving the first-time houser crisis, which is another great business idea also. But we're really focused on the first real estate investment. So the opportunity that we're providing to first-time investors is that they don't have to wait 20 years to have amassed the capital to invest. They can start investing instantly and directly.
All right. Thank you very much, Edgard. Thank you.
Thank you all for this.
Bye. I think we can now have the next speech. Jean-François.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Just checking. Cool. I think the timer has to restart. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is François-Guillaume. I'm glad to be here today to present Greenomy. So, it's no secret that sustainable finance has been booming in recent years. We've seen record amounts of financing going through so-called ESG for environmental, social, and governance-related investments and companies. The issue is that the economic transition is not going fast enough, as we've seen with the COP26. And one of the reasons why it is that is because there is no clear definition of what sustainability means. And therefore, there is a lot of room for greenwashing opportunities which prevent truly sustainable projects to get the appropriate funding. So against this background, the European Union has legislated last year to introduce more transparency in the markets for investors and the general public. It adopts the taxonomy, which is a unified classification system to define what economic activities can be considered as sustainable. So in concrete terms, what does it mean is companies and financial institutions very soon, starting from January, will need to start publishing their sustainability score using the taxonomy as a reference framework. So as you can see, the scope is very big and will ramp up quickly, and covering large listed corporates in January, and in the next 4 years, expanding to mid-caps and eventually SMEs in 2026. This raises 3 challenges for the private sector. First, in terms of disclosure, the taxonomy is very complex, thousands of pages, and very technical criteria about what needs to be published by the companies. 2, there are not enough experts in the market to cater to all the thousands of players that are subject to these new disclosures. And 3, a significant budget must be mobilized by companies and banks and investors to adapt the systems to collect the very granular and extensive ESG data that the taxonomy requires them to report. So the way we address these challenges at Greenomy is that we codified all the EU legislation into an ecosystem of digital portals that are tailored to the different stakeholders. So companies can collect through our platform ESG data. They can automatically calculate their taxonomy score. They can certify their report with auditors and make the report and the score available on our platform for both current and prospective investors and banks. In turn, investors and banks who are themselves subject to disclosure obligations, they can easily access verified, standardized, and high-quality ESG data and disclose the sustainability of their investment portfolio or loan portfolios. So we operate SaaS subscription model based on an annual license fee, and for using our platform. And basically, once a company or investor or bank is onboarded, which is very quick on our platform, they can perform their report, engage with the other stakeholders, and be compliant with the taxonomy in an easy way and generate cost savings that can go up to 90% compared to doing the exercise manually. So we want to go beyond reporting. Reporting is the foundation because there is not ESG data in a reliable way at the moment, but taxonomy reports will be incredibly valuable for all stakeholders. And therefore, we are developing analytics that will help companies make informed choices and investments in order to improve their taxonomy scores, and this will also reflect on their cost of capital. So the EU is not the only one caring about transparency in sustainable finance. There are more than 25 countries across the world that are currently adopting their own taxonomies. We expect significant overlaps with the EU taxonomy, and we as Greenomy will be very well positioned to integrate these new frameworks as they are being rolled out to offer a one-stop sustainability reporting platform across jurisdictions. So who's behind Greenomy? We're a team of 25 people. We have complementary and diverse background. Our team includes former European Commission officials, former lawyer, which is my case. We have a PhD in sustainable finance, software engineers, of course, ESG experts, and data scientists. So, I mean, with the taxonomy, we're looking at a 30-year horizon, a change of paradigm where sustainable finance will become the new finance. And as Greenomy, we want to accelerate this transition by leveraging on technology. And in about 1 year of existence, we managed to create a complete reporting platform. We translated it in all EU languages and got our first signed clients, and also entered into important strategic partnerships that allow us to grow further. But we're looking at a 30-year horizon, and most of the work remains to be done. This is why we're here today. We need partners to work hand in hand. And with that, I thank you for your attention and would gladly take any questions.
Hi. Did you already have paid customer?
Yes.
To use this? Okay. Which one? Can you say one name? At least one?
So, I mean, we have our solutions cater to different customer segments. We have companies, banks, and investors, and we have paying customers for all the three segments. For banks, we work with ABN AMRO and HSBC, respectively in the Netherlands and in France. For corporate, we have a large industrial group, European group, industrial manufacturer. I cannot disclose the name. And for investors, our first trusted partner is a French large PE fund, BPI France.
I have a question. So we know that the ESG data and reporting is booming. Now the question is more, how do you position yourself with the Sustainalytics ones, where banks already have great partnership with them? Like, how do you position? Do you complement the offering?
Thank you. Very good question indeed. So ESG has been there for a while, right? But one of the big issue why it's not quite satisfactory is because it's mostly voluntary reporting. So basically, companies produce ratings, and they can generate their scores according to the ratings of a specific company. And Sustainalytics and other data providers, they give them data to produce these scores based on proxy. So basically, they have research teams that scrape the annual reports and do modeling to estimate the CO2 footprint of a specific company. Here, we're taking a bottom-up approach. We're looking at data that comes straight from the company, which will be required by law. And it's a very different approach, which will generate much more granular and reliable data than proxy data, which is the current norm.
Thank you.
I know you very well already, so I don't have more questions. You have questions? No?
I was also going to ask about the competition, but you answered the question, so.
That was my point as well. Maybe, you can tell us a bit more about your go-to-market strategy.
Sure. So we are a young company, and given the time constraint, the first reporting deadline is in exactly 1 month, in January 2022. We need to move fast. And therefore, our strategy has been to target customers ourselves with our limited resources, but also enter into strategic distribution partnerships. This is what we've done with Deloitte, with Accenture and Bain, who distribute our solutions to different customer segments across Europe. This allows us to scale much faster because sometimes the targets for the contracts we have with them are several thousands of customers that we could never have targeted alone. And this dimension of speed and scale.
It's me again. You see that you have a team of 25 people working for you. What is your core team? Who is working full time for the company? And can you talk about your turnover already?
Sure. So basically, more or less 2/3 of the team is full-time dedicated on Greenomy, and then we have 1/3 of sales representatives across Europe in relevant geographies that work on a commission basis, but we're raising funds and we'll hire them full-time as from January. That's for the structure. Then we have a core team with Alex, the CEO. He worked at the commission. Me, I'm CFO. I was a former lawyer. We have Henri, who's there with us today. He's the product head of product. He basically designed the tool. He has a PhD in sustainable finance. Then we have a team of 5 developers, and marketing manager. We have one data scientist and one sustainability/ESG expert.
Thank you very much. If there is any other question from the public? No? All right. So, Dylan for Cashplannr.
Good morning. My name is Dylan. I'm the co-founder of Cashplannr, and I think there are many entrepreneurs in this room who already questioned this question here above, me included, what if? Where can I click? Here. Yes. What if I wanted to hire 2 new account executives or sales reps? What if they're only on target within 5 months instead of 3 months? Would that impact my business or my team? What if I wanted to open? What if I wanted to open a new office abroad? Is it feasible? Do I have enough cash? Do I need to start looking for funding right now? Do I need to start talking with my investors? What if I had a real-time overview of my runway? Because in the end, the runway as a startup is the most critical financial KPI that there is. Just in general, what if you were able to look in your financial future? What would you do? Well, meet Cashplannr. Meet Cashplannr, the full automatic cash flow forecasting tool that enables entrepreneurs to simulate the impact before they actually take any decisions. Why? Well, I could speak for myself that I took a lot of decisions back in the days based on gut feeling, and it felt like I was navigating blindfoldly, which scared me a lot. It was quite stressful, and I had a couple of sleepless nights. Then I hear some of you think like, yeah, you can talk with your accountant. Yes, you can. I did. But I quickly discovered that accountants really focus on the past rather than having time to advise you into the future, even though they want to, but they're just swamped at this moment. They even have client stops. So they told me like you should keep a real-time cash flow forecasting. So I did. I opened Excel. I put some numbers in there. I did a real time for a couple of weeks, but then quickly discovered it's quite time consuming to do so. So I postponed it every last day of the month, and even a little bit further, I only did it once a quarter. So I thought, yeah, there should be a tool on this market already to actually do this automatically. So I did my research, and I quickly discovered that this is this really swamped market, the financial market, with a lot of financial reporting tools. But a lot of those tools really focus on the past and are made by financial experts and are dedicated for financial experts, but not for entrepreneurs like me that don't have a financial background. So that's why we've created Cashplannr. So like I said, a fully automated cash flow forecasting solution that integrates fully automatically with your current systems, your bookkeeping software, invoicing, your pipeline, your projects, budgets, and also your bank. So we provide you with a full automatic cash flow, planning, and you can actually make scenarios, simulations, when you have an idea, you want to make an investment, or you are planning to hire new employees, etc. You can actually simulate the impact before you make that decision. And we know cash funding is not a daily activity, even though we are promoting that to entrepreneurs because it's very important. It's not a daily activity, so don't worry, we keep you up to date. You have a mobile app right here in your pockets. See it as a little CFO in the pocket. We notify you proactively with alerts, notification, if something is going on in the future and you should act now to avoid potential dips and you can actually change your direction right now. So what's the main value? If I ask my customers, like, why did you buy Cashplannr? We always thought the holy grail was a fully automated cash flow forecasting, but it's not. People just expect that from a tool or a software. So what they said to me is like, yeah, the most valuable part of Cashplannr is that you can simulate the impact before you make any decisions. And I already said that. But you can also change your direction or adjust your direction now if something is happening in the future and to avoid dips. You can also optimize your growth because I talked also with some companies with a lot of cash on their bank and they say, yeah, cash planning is not necessary for us because we have enough cash. Well, you can actually optimize your growth because in Cashplannr we show you what you actually need to maintain a business and what you have left to reinvest in your growth. So there is a huge potential there as well. We give you full financial transparency, so we map out what is coming at you the coming 6 months and 12 months and beyond, thinking about taxes, VAT, incoming invoices, recurring costs, recurring revenue, so that you can sleep at night and that you as an entrepreneur has financial peace of mind. And the last but not least, I already said we all have tools that removes manual input and makes life easier, so we made it fully automatically for you. So let's do business, but without the financial surprises. Thanks for your attention. Any questions?
I'll start.
Yes.
Yeah, it's on. Okay, I have to get closer. 2 questions for you.
Okay.
First one is, who is your ideal customer? You mentioned SMEs, but are you targeting like very small SMEs? Like, what's the size, maybe in terms of number of employees or revenues? Like, what's the actual perfect customer?
So we did a lot of tests via outbound. We did a lot of tests to really discover the low-hanging fruits. And we discovered that service-based, who are selling projects, are really our main customer at this moment. Why? They do cash planning already in cash flow because they need to pre-finance a lot of projects before they actually get the money on their bank account. So they are looking, can we actually accept more projects? Can we pay our people? So we're targeting agencies at the moment or software creators that are selling software or selling services. We target from 5 to 50 at this moment, employees. Why? Because underneath 5 we see that they have enough with Excel and it's just fine. If you go up and if you go beyond 50, there is already a finance team or an internal accountant. So there is like a gap between 5 and 50, we discovered.
Thanks. Second question. Do you have paying customers? Do you have traction numbers to share with us?
Yes, so we already have 30 paying customers right now and 3 partnerships. So we have 2 strategies. One is the SMB, which is our main target because we want to develop a tool, or we have a tool that is developed for them, which is quite easy to use and user-friendly. But we're also targeting accountants because they see it as an extra service, an extra layer on their current systems like Silverfin or other reporting tools because they stop in the past and we can actually create some visions in the future as well. So they can give extra advice with Cashplannr.
Is the scenario simulation also linked to the product roadmap, where if I decide to develop feature A rather than B, that is going to impact my top line and my cash flow?
Sorry, I don't understand your question. You're saying like if the scenario-based module is on the roadmap?
No. So let's say that I'm a software startup and I want to decide what to build, and that then impacts also what my salespeople can sell, and then take it from there. So I was wondering if that was what you understood by.
No, it's not included. Yeah. But you can make your own simulations or scenarios yourself. So if you have an idea of the costs and the impact, you can make the scenario and see what the impact will be within 6 months or 7 months.
Okay. Then my second question is then about the partnerships. How, as part of your go-to-market, you explained a bit, but do you also have direct sales or?
Yes. So now we do everything via outbound because that's my expertise. I've always been working in SaaS in the outbound part. So I did a lot of tests and it's mainly outbound, but we're in a big investment round right now. And we want to move from an outbound strategy to an inbound marketing as one to target the SMBs. But the outbound for partnerships will remain. So we're going to target accountants, but also team leaders in this world strictly, billet, etc. So to integrate with those systems and to use their users as well.
I have two questions as well. First one is, what about the pricing?
Okay, so we work in different tiers depending on revenue. As a startup, it is hard to define a price, so we were experimenting with the price setting as well. First, we had a fixed price, which was not good because in the SMB market, you have a lot of different levels. And now we're having 4 tiers starting at 49 euros a month, and it can go up to 199 euros a month for bigger SMEs with a revenue of 5 million euros.
Okay, thank you. And the second question is, do you have in your roadmap some ideas about how to keep your customers when they are growing? So you told us that the customers with a bigger team than 50 people is maybe not your ideal customer, but I assume that those companies that are your clients today will definitely grow, especially if you're in startups.
So the mindset will always be to create something for the end user or the entrepreneur to make something easy and not a reporting tool like there are many of those. But we are planning to grow with our customers. So we're not stopping. If they, for example, need a module that compares the actuals with their forecast, and it's also beneficial in an easy way for entrepreneurs, we're going to build that. So we're still going to listen. We're open to pivot as a startup. But now our main focus is the smaller SMBs.
Thank you very much. Is there any question from the public? No? Okay, thank you. So I think we can have the next speech now. Yes. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Frederic. Very happy to be here as one of the co-founders of Paperbox. Imagine, so do you know the feeling you get as, let's say, as an insurance customer? We're all insurance customers. The feeling you get when, let's say you were a victim of the recent floods in Belgium and there's damage to your house. So what you do is you submit a damage claim to your broker, to your agent. You submit all the documents, all the forms you have to fill in, and then the waiting game starts. You're waiting for a response, you're waiting for the repayment, and you start to get really frustrated. You start to get really impatient and a bit anxious as well. You feel really vulnerable. You're starting to think, man, with the technology of today, this shouldn't be so difficult, right? Who knows this feeling? Who knows what I'm talking about? So what we found after doing some research is that the main bottleneck, priority bottleneck in insurance is email and document processing. So what we found is that the document overflow is really hurting insurers today by delaying claim settlements and by introducing this administrative burden that is in its turn introducing a lot of manual errors, but also operational costs are skyrocketing. Did you know that, so some facts and figures to keep setting the scene, did you know that out of all the brokers, only 18% of total working hours are actually spent on direct client interactions? Only 18%. And from most of the claims we see, most of them take actually more than 30 days to be processed, while customers are actually expecting faster responses. And in their turn, we expect over the next 12 months that 1 out of every 4 customers will be changing their insurance provider because they feel like they are being treated unfairly. It's starting to get more and more about feeling rather than price comparison, actually. Customers are demanding more and are taking more ownership and power over how this process is going on. So what we do at Paperbox is we automate documents such as a damage claim, such as analysis reports, such as invoices, also claims and letters. We automate that process using artificial intelligence. Paperbox effectively is a software as a service that is built on cloud technology and that is helping insurers today, insurers but also intermediaries, brokers, to work smarter using probably one of the most intuitive interfaces that they have ever worked with. And we do this, so in the back there are a lot of things happening, but we do this with three main components. Let me focus on that. If that's what you get from the whole product, then I'm already happy. First of them is OCR, optical character recognition. And most of you, I guess, will know this, kind of. But what OCR does is it translates unstructured data, like a document scan, into machine-readable formats. Then second, Classify will route your will route your email or your documents based on its content to the right team or folder or inbox. And then thirdly, Extraction will extract key information from your document, email, or from any of the attachments, such as the claims ID or the policy number, to then forward it into the proper insurance system or broker management system. Think about it. Google has been automating email processing to detect spam for already maybe over 15 years, right? At Paperbox, we believe it's starting to get time that insurers embrace this technology as well, and we want to make the threshold really low for them to start using it. So to summarize this pitch, our customers really love using Paperbox because it helps them automate this heavily administrative work, and it helps their people to focus their time and attention, their mental energy on their customers, so that they can really bring a more excellent customer service. In the end, the employees will feel more empowered because they feel like they're doing more meaningful work. And the customers, they feel by automating up until 90% of all of their documents and emails, they will be also happier in the end. So reducing lead times creates happier customers, creates less likely to churn customers. Thank you very much. I will stop here. Maarten and myself, Maarten, our CEO, who's there in the back, we're running around here all day, so please come say hi. We're at the booth, or you can even book directly a meeting with the QR code. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Frederic. I think there is just a few questions some people would like to ask. I will maybe begin.
We have some time, right?
A bit. My question is more about the vertical you are tackling. So basically you are looking at insurance at the moment, and I was wondering why insurance, why this vertical, because your solution is scalable to many others. So is there any reason why you think insurance would be more profitable for you than another one?
Yes. So what we found, we tested different industries, right? We did a lot of proof of concepts. We were working with retailers, with manufacturers. We did different document types. First of all, insurance is probably one of the industries with the largest transactional document volumes. So that's the market size. But then, secondly, we feel that, especially for insurance, but for every industry, it's so important to be speaking the language of the customer, to really understand their processes, what they need, and build the product exactly for that, so that it's not a generic, let's say, classify all the document type of thing, but it's really a solution to their pain. They want to have their claim be efficiently put in their broker management system, and in order to do that, we need to go a bit deeper than this upper layer. So it's a combination of fitting our technology to what they need, but especially speaking the right language and understanding and building that trust with the customer.
Quick question on the go-to-market, because it's not so clear for me. You mentioned the time spent by brokers on interaction with clients, and then you're mentioning a lot of like documents going through the insurance, like the whole claim process. Are you targeting brokers first or insurers?
We are talking insurance, so large insurers,
yes.
Maatschappijen. We are talking brokers, intermediaries like expertise bureaus, independent agents. So what we see, maybe to come back on that question, what we see is that today mostly or only the very large institutional insurance players are benefiting from AI for document extraction. We are also working with them, for example, Belfius Insurance. But we want to bring this also to the mid-market segment, because that is a hugely underserved market today.
Got it.
Could you tell us a bit more about the state of the company, so the size of the team, Attraxion,
yes.
Those kind of numbers?
Yes, I deliberately left off a lot of information, but that keeps the questions more interesting. So today we're 7 people. Company was founded beginning of this year. The R&D started actually last year. So over the last year and a half, almost 2 years, we've been first building the product for 1 year. This year has been all about finding our product market fit. We feel that we are getting there. We have multiple insurance customers. They tell us they love using this product specifically for what I just explained. And so the next phase is to scale it out internationally and really start addressing this market in the most efficient way.
I had a question, because for me it was not quite clear what did you build and what did you take off the shelf. So I mean, OCR, I understood that it's not your techno that you're using.
Exactly. So with OCR, we built, let's say, a selection system that chooses the best OCR for the task at hand. Right? So we found that often this is the Google OCR, not surprisingly. But then for the classification and extraction modules, this is what we build ourselves. Maybe you saw it also on the slide, I didn't mention it, but we build our own anonymization engine. So we build in custom-built data security because of the sensitivity of the documents. And then there's the user interface, of course, that is also completely custom-built. Okay, thank you. Any questions in the audience? No? Thank you very much for listening, and enjoy your day.